I'm Carol Hare with Fidelity National Title Insurance, and
I'm Frank Butler, one of the underwriting counsel in the Virginia Beach office.
and we had a lot of positive reaction and comments about our first ever title talk, so we decided we'd try it again. This time concerning the Master Indemnity Agreement that was entered into, I guess, a couple of years ago.
Sometime in 2015.
Yeah. And the goal of this is for you to understand how the Master Indemnity works. And thanks to Cynthia Nahorny, we have an Master Indemnity checklist or underwriting indemnity checklist that is available on our website, the Fidelity Global Mid-Atlantic website, I think. So, Frank, tell us how this helps our agents.
Okay, well, you actually don't even have to contact underwriting counsel unless you answer no to one of these questions. You just go over the checklist, make sure the item is covered by the indemnity agreement, and see all the underwriters that are parties to the agreement are listed on there.
That's good.
And it can't be a matter after policy.
Okay, that's important. So if you've got an owner's policy, typically what you're going to need to do is get a full copy of the owner's policy. You don't need the jacket. You just need Schedule A and B of the owner's policy. And you're saying, like, if there's an unreleased deed of trust or judgment that attached after the date of the owner's policy, then this agreement's not going to help you.
Correct.
The indemnity will not.
I believe that's referred to as an after policy matter.
Yeah, okay. You could be in the claims department. And the listed companies, the ones who are participating in this, are set forth there. They amended it once to include more, so it's pretty comprehensive. But if they're not on the list, if that company that's not on the list issued the policy, the indemnity agreement is not going to help you. You will note that Southern Title is not on the list because Southern Title went under. No one bought them, they went bankrupt. I feel badly for their insureds, but an owner's policy issued by Southern Title does not help you. Okay.
Correct.
All right, after policy, that's one item that is not covered. Can you think of some others that?
Well, the most significant thing the agreement deals with is unreleased liens, whether it's tax liens, judgments, unreleased deeds of trust. If you have a credit line deed of trust, you probably need to contact underwriting counsel for guidance to see if that's covered.
Okay. Because credit lines, we have a lot of exposure on. So tread with caution when there's a credit line deed of trust. Now, I said you have to have an owner's policy, but one of the provisions provides in the agreement and in the checklist that if you have a lender's policy and the property went through foreclosure, it may apply.
Yes, if the lender continues to have coverage after foreclosure, or if the lender acquires property by deed in lieu of foreclosure.
Okay.
And again, it's going to refer to, most significantly, it's going to refer to take care of liens that were unreleased prior to the effective date of the loan policy.
Okay. So you got to make sure that you come within the purview of the agreement, and also that your seller is either the insured party or a lender who bought it to foreclosure. What else? What am I forgetting here? Oh, review the policy. Review the owner's policy and make sure there's not an exception for the matter that you're trying to work through. For example, if there's an exception for an unreleased deed of trust in the owner's policy, it's not going to help you.
Correct. Even if there's an exception for it and then affirmative coverage, it's still not covered by the indemnity agreement.
Oh, that's right. You have some with affirmative coverage. In that case, would you need to actually get an indemnity?
I think we would.
Yeah. So go back to the old way of doing it, where we used to get emails and calls just about every other day, if not daily, saying, please issue an indemnity letter as to this matter. So if, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. If there's an exception for it with affirmative coverage, you're probably going to have to go back to old school and contact the underwriter who insured the property and ask for a specific indemnity. The other thing you need to be sure about is that you look at the amount of coverage. Because if you've got a $100,000 IRS lien and the policy is for $70,000, that may not afford us enough coverage to agree that, well, if it's Fidelity, and Fidelity's going to want to make sure we're comfortable accepting the master indemnity in a situation like that. My guess is the answer is no. We want the thing addressed.
Correct. I agree.
Credit line deed of trust or a builder deed of trust for 200 or $500,000, heck, they're usually in the millions. If it was unreleased, we may not agree to accept the reliance on the master indemnity agreement in that regard.
I agree.
Yeah. Bottom line is the checklist is a useful tool. It helps you not have to rely on your memory. We need to all thank and not hug and kiss Cynthia and Ordy for preparing it, because these things take a lot of time.
Yeah, I think it's very well done.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, give us a call. If you have other items you'd like for us to talk about on Title Talks, let us know about it, and we look forward to talking to you later. We always like to talk title, or try to. All right.
It's one of my favorite topics.
Yeah. Mine too.